So chances are you're using ChatGPT, but are you really truly using it right? Today, we're diving into how you can transform this incredible AI from just a simple answer machine into what could be your ultimate study partner. Let's get into it.
Let's just start with the most important question right off the bat. When you use AI for schoolwork, think about it. Are you just grabbing quick answers to get the assignment done, or are you actually learning the material? That difference, right there, is the key to everything we're about to talk about. You see, the old way is just demanding, give me the answer. But the new way, what we're calling study mode, is a complete mindset shift. It's about asking the AI to guide my thinking. And just to be clear, study mode isn't some new button or feature, it's a whole new approach.
And that brings us to our first big idea. We're going beyond simple answers to explore this new mode of interaction, one that turns the AI from a vending machine for facts into a personal tutor.
So what exactly is study mode? Well, think of it like having your own personal Socrates on call. The goal isn't for the AI to just lecture you. No, the goal is for it to ask you the right questions, to poke and prod at your understanding so that you actually build the answer for yourself. Okay, so that's the theory. But how can this method actually help you get your head around those really complex, really tough topics? That's what we're going to dig into now, building a truly deeper understanding.
We have all been there. A brand new concept gets dropped in a lecture and it feels completely overwhelming, maybe even impossible. The goal is simple, right? You just want to understand it.
Here is the solution in action. The magic in this prompt isn't just asking for a simple explanation with examples. It's that last part. Ask me questions to check my understanding. With that one phrase, you force the AI to challenge you, and that flips you from just passively reading to actively learning. It's a game changer.
And hey, this same principle is incredibly powerful for educators too. The goal for a teacher isn't just to deliver a lesson, right? It's to create an experience, something interactive that makes the learning actually stick.
So a teacher can use a prompt like this to build out a whole activity. By asking for challenging scenarios, a passive topic like the water cycle suddenly becomes an active problem for the students to figure out. It's so much more engaging.
Now for our next section, applying your knowledge. Because, understanding a concept is one thing, but being able to apply it, that's where the real learning happens. Let's look at how to solve problems without just being handed the solution.
Here is the classic student dilemma. You're stuck on a homework problem. You know the answer is in the back of the book, but you also know that just looking at it won't actually help you learn a thing. What you really need is a guide, not a cheat sheet.
The key here, the most powerful part of this prompt, is the phrase, let me try each step first. This command puts you in the driver's seat. You're basically telling the AI to be your set of training wheels. Let me try on my own, but be ready with a little nudge and an explanation if I stumble. And this creates this really powerful learning loop. It's a conversation. You present the problem, you ask for a little hint, you try a step, you get some feedback, and you repeat. This back and forth process is where that deep, solid understanding really gets forged.
So, from a teacher's point of view, how do you create enough practice for that learning loop to actually be effective? The goal is to generate a whole set of diverse problems that can challenge every single student, wherever they're at.
Now, this prompt is so effective because it's doing two things at once. First, it's creating a natural learning curve by asking for problems with increasing difficulty. And second, it asks for suggestions on how to guide students. So it helps you build smarter assignments and actually become a better coach for your students. All right, let's move on to our next section, developing critical thinking. This brings us to what might be the most important skill of all, moving beyond just finding right answers to actually analyzing information and building strong, solid arguments. Okay, so your goal as a student is to stop being just a passive consumer of information. You want to be able to read an article or a study and really deconstruct it to see how it works, what its strengths are, and just as importantly, where its weaknesses lie. And this is how you do it. Notice you are not asking for a summary. You're asking the AI to be your analysis coach, your sparring partner.
The phrases guide me and help me find are commands that force your own brain to fire up and do the critical work. This is basically your checklist for deep reading. It pushes you way beyond just the main point. You start evaluating the evidence, finding logical weaknesses, and even questioning the author's hidden, underlying assumptions. And from a teacher's perspective, this is the end game. This is what it's all about. You want to design lessons that don't just teach facts, but teach students how to think about the world and all the information that's constantly being thrown at them. Now, this is such a powerful prompt. By asking for an activity that uses multiple sources, it automatically gets students away from trusting just one viewpoint. And then, having them formulate deep questions, that shifts the entire goal. It's no longer about finding the answer. It's about learning to ask better and better questions. And that is the true heart of critical thinking. And that leads us to our final section, your new thinking partner. So let's bring all this together. The core shift we're talking about is moving away from an AI that thinks for you to a partner that helps you think better. And here's the ultimate takeaway, the one thing to remember. This tool, it isn't just an encyclopedia. When you use it with the right mindset, it becomes this dynamic partner that actively helps you sharpen your own thinking. This potential is right there, available to anyone who's willing to shift their approach, to go from just asking for answers to asking for guidance. So the only real question left is, are you ready to unlock it?